Bill O'Reilly here. You are listening to the O'Reilly Update, sponsored by Tax Network USA, America's #1 choice for tax resolution. Please go to tnusa.com/bill or call 800-245-6000. Coming up next, the news with Mike Slater.
Thank you, Bill. It is Friday, September 6th, 2024. Here's what's happening today in America. Child trafficking in Colorado. Attacker details. Barron Trump and Hunter plea deal. That's all coming up. Then Bill's going to be here with your message of the day. But first, have you been following the apartment complexes in Aurora, Colorado that have been taken over by Venezuelan prison gangs? Now that Trump mentioned it at a Fox News town hall, the left is going to be, it's not happening. It's made up, fake news. Well, a Denver law firm was hired to look into this alleged gang takeover. And they concluded that the gang took over last year. And they've engaged in violent assaults, threats of murder, extortion, strong-arm tactics, and child prostitution. The gang members approached the property manager and said that they would collect rent on his behalf if they give the gang 50%. But you're going to be told it's not real. A few more details on the school attack that took place on Wednesday. The 14-year-old left his classroom at 9:45, and the classroom doors lock automatically behind them. The student then knocked on the door to enter to come back into the classroom, but another student who was going to let him in saw that he now had a gun. He instead went to a nearby classroom and started firing. CNN says law enforcement officials have confirmed that before the shooting, the high school received a phone threat that there would be attacks at 5 schools and that this school would be the first. Donald Trump has announced that his son Barron is starting school at NYU. Trump said he's a very high aptitude child, but he's no longer a child. He's passed into something beyond childdom. He's doing great. He'll attend classes not far from his childhood home, Trump Tower. 3 of Trump's 4 kids all went to the school he went to, University of Pennsylvania. But Barron's going to NYU. In other Barron Trump news, do you know he's a giant? He's somewhere between 6'7" and 6'9". In other president's children news, Hunter Biden offered to accept a plea deal to avoid a trial in a tax case. He will maintain his innocence, but accept punishment. A Trump appointee judge is presiding over the case. Prosecutors allege that Biden failed to pay $1.4 million in federal taxes and that he was using money in the meantime on luxury cars, extravagant hotels, and ladies of the night instead of paying the taxes when they were due. I'm Mike Slater from the podcast Politics by Faith. Bill O'Reilly has your message of the day. Next.
Your safety is important, and I am happy to introduce you to Byrna, a self-defense solution that will help keep you and your family safe. Byrna offers a powerful, non-lethal pistol with tear gas, pepper, irritants, and kinetic projectiles that disable attackers for 30 to 40 minutes. It's all legal in every state, and no background checks are required. And they ship directly to your door, very private. They are American-made in Fort Wayne, Indiana, and are trusted by U.S. government agencies and hundreds of police departments. If you are a gun owner, you need options. Avoid the complexities that come with taking a life and having to defend your freedom in court. And if you're adverse to firearms, Byrna is a good alternative solution. So please visit Byrna.com/Bill. to receive a 10% discount. That's BYRNA.com/Bill. Stay safe with Byrna. Time now for the O'Reilly Update message of the day. On this Friday, the election of 1980, very similar to this year's presidential slugfest. Jimmy Carter back then was a disaster in the White House for 4 years as the American economy slipped and our enemies overseas ran wild. Carter could not get the American hostages released in Iran, and the press actually mocked him for being weak. Nevertheless, the Democratic Party cranked up the propaganda saying old Jimmy was doing a great job, and his opponent, Ronald Reagan, was a Hollywood dunderhead. The voters knew Carter was awful, and Reagan won easily. But what a difference 44 years makes. In America today, many folks literally live in a fantasy world centered around their devices. Cyberspace is their reality. The world itself, not really relevant. Add to that an almost total disinterest in history, as well as fact-finding, and you have an environment where millions of American voters cast ballots in absolute intellectual darkness. They believe what they want to believe, even if they vote against their own self-interest. Now, Vice President Harris hasn't proven herself in any area. She's a machine politician who will do as she's told by her progressive handlers. She's not very confident discussing complex issues and may not even understand them. We don't know what she knows because she's kept away from any and all questioning. This is a terrible situation. I'm Bill O'Reilly. I approve the message by writing it. You can reach me, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, Bill at BillO'Reilly.com, name and town if you wish to opine. Let's go to the mail. I'll give you the YouTube stuff after the mail, okay? That's fair. We got David, concierge member. If you sign up for concierge or premium membership on BillO'Reilly.com, you get Confronting the Presidents or any of my other books free. I can't give you a better deal than that. Concierge, premium membership, BillO'Reilly.com, free book. David says, the debate will be rigged to Harris because she and her husband are friends of the ABC News president. Not going to be rigged. All right? If ABC News rigged the debate, they could be charged criminally. Okay? Now, I know many conservatives want to believe that ABC News will rig the debate. They will not. Too much downside. I know the world. But people believe what they want to believe, and there are more than enough people handing you that propaganda. You know that. Joe Duran, Guyton, Georgia. The debate moderators will not ask follow-up questions to Harris when she fluffs her original answer. The reason is because they want her to win. We'll see. But I think that's far more likely to happen than the rig deal. David Bella Morrison, Colorado. Why the unreasoned hatred for Trump? His abrasiveness isn't enough for such hatred. You're right, David. It's not just about Donald Trump's personality, but I'll give you three. So he doesn't embrace global warming. That just drives liberals nuts. He wants tough immigration laws and deportation. That makes the left crazy. All right? He wants no equity. Those are three. I can give you 10. So it's not just about his personality, it's what he believes. In a moment, something you might not know. Everything is expensive these days, you know that. The government is printing trillions of dollars and consumer prices higher than ever. But there are a few things you can do right now. American Hartford Gold can show you how to protect your money, your retirement, your hard-earned savings against inflation by helping you diversify a portion of your portfolio into physical gold and silver. Start with a short phone call, and they can have physical gold and silver delivered right to your door or put inside your 401k or IRA. So please call or text them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you. Call 877-444-GOLD, 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Again, that's 877-444-GOLD, or text GOLD to 65532. Now the O'Reilly Update brings you something you might not know. 123 years ago today, President William McKinley shot in upstate New York while attending an international exposition at Niagara Falls. 1 week later, the commander-in-chief was dead. Here's the story of the McKinley assassination. The 25th president was sworn in 4 years earlier. A staunch Republican, the man known as the Napoleon of Ohio, was the last chief executive to serve in the Civil War. In the fall of 1901, William McKinley was at the height of his power. The 58-year-old president had led the country to victory in the Spanish-American War and saved the economy from a recession. The assassin, named Leon Czolgosz, grew up in Detroit, the family of Polish immigrants. he became an avowed anarchist after losing his job at a local steel mill. He wanted McKinley to give him another job, but of course that did not happen. On September 6, McKinley was shaking hands with people in Buffalo, New York, when the 28-year-old gunman fired 2 rounds into the president's chest. McKinley's initial reaction, quote, "Be careful how you tell my wife." The president was taken to the hospital by one of the first gas-powered ambulances, where surgeons rushed to remove bullets from his abdomen. A few days later, his condition worsened. On September 14th, William McKinley died from gangrene. His vice president, Theodore Roosevelt, was immediately sworn into office. The assassin was executed in the electric chair just 30 days later. And here's something else you might not know. McKinley's death led to the formation of the modern Secret Service. Beginning in 1894, the agency began providing informal protection of President Grover Cleveland. But after the death of McKinley, Congress requested full-time security for all future presidents, beginning immediately with Teddy Roosevelt. Today, that agency is facing unprecedented scrutiny, as we all know. It all happened because of the assassination of President McKinley. Back after this. If you own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles and have an auto warranty about to expire or have no warranty at all, listen up. Car Shield has a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that's now available to the public. Save on out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. So please call Car Shield now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. 800-925-7584 for a free quote. Drivers who activate the vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. So please call for your free quote, 800-925-7584, 800-925-7584. Hey, what do you have to lose? 800-925-7584. Thank you for listening to the O'Reilly Update. I am Bill O'Reilly. No spin, just facts, and always looking out for you.